What's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I got my man Shane with me. Shane, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm happy to be back. I missed your face. It's been a while, but we're finally here, and I'm happy to be back.
So our bread and butter, you know, we used to do frequent collabs on two topics. Number one is all the new cards, like all the update stuff. And number two is all the balance changes. They took away our balance changes, and they've added like 2 cards this year, I feel like.
One card.
One card. One Yikes, bro. Like,
I know, man.
I'm not trying to sit here and say that we need 1 million new cards, but you know how where I stand on the balance changes. I think I do is with you as well. Look for an excuse to get you back on the channel here. We know there's going to be an update this year. I mean, if there wasn't, that'd be pretty crazy. Usually it's in September, maybe October. It's like the big fall update, and then followed by that is usually a winter update as well. Do you have any inside info, Shane? Are we getting
I have nothing. I wish I did. I wish I could come to you and be like, yo, man, I got all this amazing stuff, but
okay. So let's have a chat about this, man, because I want to be real about the game. We're gonna talk a little bit in today's video about kind of how we feel about the state of the game. Not spend a ton of time on it, just kind of give our quick opinions, and then move on to what we'd like to see this year, and then on forward past that as well. So, man, like I'm not angry at the game. I'm not frustrated at the game. I'm not down on the game. Like inherently, I still think it's like the best mobile game ever created. I know I'm a little bit biased, Clash with Ash and Clash with Shane, bro. We were the most unoriginal dudes at the YouTube school back in. They were like, Clash with Shane?
Yeah,
Clash
it's an easy name.
Ash.
Dude, it's easy.
Yeah, shout out to all the Clashes out there. Clash with Eric. Who else? There's a bunch of them. Anyway, I told you that. But with that said, I'm not angry. I'm not like upset, but I feel like, oof, I don't know if stale's the right word, but especially on the content side, it's like, ooh, everything's the same. I feel like the decks are pretty repetitive.
Yeah, like I agree with that 100%. It's tough because like when you compare the state of Clash Royale right now to where it was a year ago in August 2020, like it's way better now than it was a year ago. However, it still feels like, I don't know, it's just like you've seen the same stuff. And even though we got balances like 2 months ago, it's like they weren't that impactful. And I feel like the meta just has largely been unchanged for a while. And with that, the 2 updates that we got this year were great updates in their own for progression, but they didn't really add anything of substance for like that changes the way you play the game. So for the large part, you're playing the game the same way you have been for a while now. Forever. And that's where I think we're at. And I think we'll kind of touch on that when we get to the update predictions or hopes, I guess, in terms of later on this year. Because I believe they said that they had updates planned per quarter for this year. Yeah. And I think, I don't know what it was, but it was like, I think they mentioned that it was going to be like later on this year that we'll see something big happening for the game. I think it was like I think it was your interview with Drew in January this year, where he said our wildest imaginations can come true. So that has me kind of curious of what might happen as we finish off this year, which is already like halfway through August. Where does the time go? But
isn't that crazy?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, dude. Like your son must be what, 3 now?
3 years, 2 months now. That's crazy.
Yeah,
how fast
dude.
it goes.
My son's gonna turn 4 now. That's not how time goes by so fast.
I think we both started YouTube without having kids, and now it's like now kids are going to school soon.
Yeah, exactly, dude. We're becoming really old, bro. So listen, man, I agree with you. Listen, I'm not gonna beat that dead horse on balance changes, but I felt it kept the game fresh, at least for me. Just my experience. I'm only speaking for myself here. Drew did say we're gonna see something that will really give it that, that spark that we're looking for in terms of, but like, it's been so long, not to discount Drew, but I'm like, it's been so long since he said that, and I know in the span of 8 or 9 months, so much can change that I don't even know if I'm counting on that. But I want to hit you with a hard-hitting question, Shane. This is a polarizing topic, but I want to ask you, do you think they ought to add new end game content? So I'm talking level 14 towers and or cards and or just like basically whatever it looks like, whether it's new levels, whether it's new abilities.
100%. Like it's tough. Like I don't want to sit here and complain about being a max level player. Obviously there's lots of free to play players that want to have max levels.
Own it.
But like honestly, like when you get max level, there's nothing really to do in Clash Royale anymore. Like I've pushed to Ultimate Champion before. My account's fully maxed out. There's no more sense of discovery anymore as a fully maxed player. They stopped adding star levels like 2.5 years ago. And I feel like inherently in games, like that's kind of where you get your dopamine spike, is when you work toward a progress reward and you reach that milestone, and now there's nothing left to progress towards. So I 100% think we need to add some more endgame content. They've already established or like helped the progression experience with the magic item update earlier this year. And now I think it's time to focus on like max level players, because even if people are King Tower, like let's say you're King Tower level 11 or 12, chances are you might have a few level 13 cards or even a full deck level 13. Even if you are King Tower level 12, you still need things to upgrade or work towards. And I feel like that's where hopefully we'll see something happen later on this year. Whether it's King Tower level 14, we have no idea, or if it's something else entirely that you can progress towards. Chances are, as a dirty jammer, I'll just max it out day one anyways, and then complain again about being fully maxed. But
dude, I'm done with that, bro.
I think we need something.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. On the topic of level 14, I think that the only way they can properly do like a King Tower level 14 is if it adds some new gameplay experience. Because otherwise, it's just a numbers change, right? Like
it's
if you have a musketeer,
Clash of Clans, you need that town hall turning into a defense or something, you know? Like,
well, that's the thing. Like in Clash of Clans, you get a new town hall, you get like a new building, a new champion, new units, and it feels like a whole new experience.
Yeah.
But in Clash Royale, like, how would that work? Because if you upgrade King Tower level 14, you upgrade your E-Giant, you upgrade your Tesla, everything still dies in the same number of hits, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't change any of the gameplay. So we need actual gameplay experiences. Maybe it's like towers that you upgrade, and level 14 gives you a new ability for your tower. Who knows? But that's kind of where I'm at with endgame content right now.
Well, I'm with you, man. I've been saying this for a while on the channel too, and I know we've spoken about it before, but yeah, man, even if it was just something as simple as, oh, you get like new customized tower, you know, abilities, not skins. I'm talking about abilities, you know, that you could unlock and toggle, and not just something fun to do, something fun to upgrade, something fun to experience for the first time, but a new level of strategy to the game that never existed before. Because, oh, now you have to take into consideration the type of tower defenses your opponent is using. Or it might be like environmental spells that affect your own troops as well as, and you get one per match. I don't care, man. There's a million different ideas like that. I know there's some people out there saying, dude, easy for these stupid YouTubers to ask for more endgame content. They've been maxed. They're stupid pay-to-winners. Screw these guys. So I hear that. First of all, just our opinion. Second of all, and I respect yours as well. Second of all, is there's a lot for people who are not maxed to actually enjoy in this game, right? And when I say max, I don't mean every card, every star level. I'm just saying like their main deck is maxed. Like they want to build towards something else, right? And there's a lot to experience, right? You're gonna grind clan wars to get, you know, more cards, to get more rewards. You have ladder where you get gold to upgrade your cards. You have challenges where you can grind and farm and whatever. You have everything in this game is oriented towards like trades and special items and magical items. Everything is for players who are still looking to progress in the game. And listen, progression is the most important part of any game. Like having a viable, like, and non-frustrating way to progress in a game. But I feel like we have a lot of that now. Is it perfect? No. But it's moved a lot from where it's been.
Oh, it's way better than where it was.
Man. We've both been playing since beta. And remember back in those days, dude, it was like...
Well, you had to pay gold to play a battle. Like you had to spend gold to do a ladder battle.
You had to spend gold to play a battle, man. That's insane. And not just that, but there was no way to upgrade. Like if you want to upgrade a new legendary card, it's like, okay, I'm either spending $3,000 or I'm going to wait 10 years. And now
it was crazy like, back then. Like it was $50 a chest, and you got the drop rate was like 1 out of like 20 chests. And now you got an item that can give you 20 Mega Knights if you want to upgrade your Mega Knight to max level. Like just from one magic item.
That's insane, it's crazy, man. And the thing is human nature to complain about things, and I get that. I totally get it. We're the same way. To complain about things and always want better. And I get that. But man, comparing it to the way things were, it's just, it just is a life tip, Shane, right? Yeah, you have to recognize, appreciate the progress you made anywhere in life and not always focused on the next worst thing that's going to happen. So, dude, to my point, Shane, it's been 6 years. There's still this, I mean, they changed the numbers. It was used to, like, what was it, max level 4 for a legendary or something?
It's the same thing, though, basically, because now your legendary start higher level, right?
So nothing's changed with the King Tower. Nothing's changed with the Princess Towers. Nothing's changed with anything. The same 3 damn towers on both sides of the arena, the same 2 bridges, the same 1 river. And the same levels of all the cards, you know? And again, I mentioned the river, I mentioned the bridges, I mentioned a bunch there because these are all elements that could be changed, right? Even on an experimental basis. Even though the touchdown was a big failure, I applaud touchdown mode because it tried something brand new, didn't work out, but hey, was it the end of the world? No, I'm sure they lost some development time.
People acted like it was the end of the world back in the day, myself included, but I think looking back at it now, I kind of like, I miss the freshness of like trying new things with touchdown.
Yeah.
But I think you touched on a lot of different things there with like the map and the towers being the same for these years. And I think what that comes down to is like maybe we'll see something with that change, whether it's a custom map maker like they did in Brawl Stars or tower abilities. Like, what if you had the ability to choose like a golem tower that had like a 2 tile range, but had like double the health of a regular tower, or you had like a sniper tower that had 5 tile longer range, but half the health.
Yeah,
right?
and it could
Like, what if you had
orient.
these
It could recalibrate your whole strategy, Shane, in terms of like,
absolutely.
I'm gonna play a deck that is purposely a little bit weak against beatdown. I'm gonna utilize my strong beatdown towers to help compensate, and then that adds more game theory from your opponent's point of view. Like, there's a lot that goes into something like that,
Mhm. So let me ask you right now, what do you think the odds are that we see specifically tower abilities or customizable towers this year?
I have no
Would you say they're
inside
pretty high?
knowledge, and you don't either. But
No.
with that said, dude, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 1,800 times, shame on me. But yet, I'm gonna say it anyway, man. Because otherwise, I do not want to believe, Shane, that we're just here talking to ourselves and that nothing's ever gonna change. So I actually think that yes, we will see customizable King Towers this year, or
I think
if
so.
the winter update gets maybe early next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know,
because
like,
I think
no inside info there, but I think we're gonna see it.
yeah, for
Why?
sure.
Why
I
do you
think
think?
like I think just because like Heroes has been this discussion in Clash Royale for like 6 years, but I don't think they'll work in Clash Royale. I've thought about it a lot, and it's like when you play a game mode, for example, like the Raged Giant game mode, for example, like it's a special challenge comes up every so often. The whole dynamic of the game changes, and it's just like it's all becomes about that giant. It's like how do you deal with the giant? You build your deck around the giant, and it kind of ruins the sense of deck creation. So I think the best way to go around it is to kind of have the heroes be your towers. So that's why I think like when Drew kind of mentioned that we'll see our biggest or wildest imagination sometime this year, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards is hopefully customizable towers. At the very least, maybe we get a new map, maybe a 3 bridge map, maybe a 1 bridge map. Who knows? But I think we'll see something game changing this year, hopefully.
Yeah, man.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so as well, bro. I hope so as well. And like, I'm not trying to beat, on the dev team or anything like that, because like I get it, man. I mean, but ever since COVID, things have been not that
Slow
great.
down.
I mean, the last couple updates have been in the right direction, certainly, right? They've been pretty popular as well, magic items especially. In the Clan War revamp, from what I hear, I don't do Clan Wars, but from what I hear, people generally like it. Do you hear the same thing?
I haven't played Clan Wars in years, so
you're the same way, huh? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Man.
I think people are okay with it.
Clan at some of these days, But I think people are pretty okay with it, but it's like it feels like Clan Wars, more Clan Wars, Like, let's take a break from Clan Wars maybe. And to me, I guess the overarching theme that I felt like I've been talking about for the last few years now is like compared to other games, and I hate to do that. I hate to compare because in a lot of ways it's apples and oranges, or even worse, right? Because different
100%.
games are in their different lifespan trajectories, but comparing it to like either Clash of Clans, where they're always coming out with endgame content nowadays, and then Brawl Stars, where they're like pushing the limits of what you can do on mobile with the customizer maps and gadgets, adding a whole new dynamic of strategy onto the foundation that they had already created, right? Seeing stuff like that. And then the other game I cover right on my second channel, Shane. You can blame me.
I'm already subbed.
Dude, they are relentless with endgame content. It's like every week there's a new update for endgame content because they want people to spend more, right? And
that's the thing. It's like
but like Clash is like
endgame
against it. They're on the other side of the
It's strange though, because when you think about it, the endgame players are your most committed players. Like if you've been playing the game for years and you're fully maxed out, like you're the most loyal player to the game. You've been playing for years. And you think like they're the most invested in the ecosystem, add more stuff for them, and they're the more likely to spend and get to max out the new stuff. So
you think
I think
so.
I think what they were doing earlier this year with the magic item update is kind of like paving the way for that.
Hopefully.
Because it was a little too hard to progress earlier. But I think
like
magic items has changed the game for that. So hopefully we'll see it.
Well, let's just be fair, excuse me, because I'm sure my non-Max viewers are really irate. They probably clicked off the video and thumbs down it by now. but what would you do for the, for the people who are just starting out, or for someone who's maybe been playing only for 6 months and they're just not maxed yet? Is there anything that needs to be done there still? People complain.
100%.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
I have two ideas for this. Number one is I want to see an underdog system out of the game. I want to see a system where if you go on ladder and you battle someone that has a higher level, like average level than you, then you gain more trophies than you lose. Or if you lose a battle to a higher level player, you lose less trophies than you normally would. I want to see some sort of underdog system that helps out underlevel players, because it sucks being level 10, going on a ladder, facing a fully max level 13, all level 13 cards, and losing just as many trophies as if you would have fought a level 10, because it's not a fair battle. So I would love to see some sort of underdog system added to the game to make ladder more fair for underlevel players, and to also de-incentivize like max level players being low in trophies. And I also want to see more ladder rewards and more stuff to, like, when you're playing ladder, do you actually like get rewards for your game instead of just like 30 gold for victory or whatever it is now.
Yeah, I love that idea. I think the natural response to that might be, well, yeah, but what's going to stop people from abusing or exploiting such a system? But I think that if they add those strategic unlocks, right, people are getting, that's what they did in Clash of Clans too. They have it so where when you search in matchmaking, you're more apt to match with somebody who's your own level. But when they introduced that, a lot of people were like, okay, well, what's going to stop someone from just being, stopping at level 9, Town Hall level 9 or whatever, and maxing out their troops and just dominating there? But if you add enough strategic unlocks, if you will, at each of those towns, they don't have to all be to the end game. What we're talking about earlier, right? Like, Shane, we could add something that unlocks that level at King Tower 11, 12, 13, and 14. And they just get progressively cooler or different, And that would give that incentivization so people wouldn't want to be like under level. There'd be no reason to be,
100%. Like, I think that comes back to the thing we were talking about earlier with the whole tower abilities or something like that. Like, what if you got King Tower level 10, unlock a brand new tower, level 11 new tower, kind of like Clash of Clans does it. In the same note of that, like, they also need to kind of flesh out like special event challenges and stuff like that for players, because as it is now, we've had grand challenges, classic challenges unchanged for like 5 years now. And I think that'd be another place for underlevel players to find some fun in the game beyond just ladder, is if they expand that whole system as well.
No, I agree with you. Do you think they'll ever do anything with 2v2, or you think that's totally dead?
I don't know. I haven't played 2v2 in so long.
It's fun it feels like they don't care. I mean, I shouldn't say they don't care.
It feels abandoned.
Yeah, it does feel a little abandoned, like private tournaments. It feels like they just threw that away, kind of.
Maybe that's because nobody plays it. Like, I don't have any insight on that at all, but I would assume that, like, if, let's say, 1% of players play 2v2s, that doesn't make any sense to like invest time and fleshing out more 2v2 content. But
wasn't there a time that everybody played? Like, I thought there was a time maybe 3 years ago or something that, like,
when it was first introduced,
everybody played 2v2,
And I remember, like, well, recently everyone's been asking for 2v2 ladder, and that kind of discussion has died down significantly. That was all last year. But it's funny because, like, going on a tangent here randomly, everyone wanted Clan Wars improved. Like, back when Clan Wars 1 was a thing. And so they made Clan Wars 2. Obviously, we know how that went. But then when Clan Wars 2 came out, everyone's like, we didn't want this. We wanted 2v2 ladder. But, like, the year before that, everyone was like, no, don't do 2v2 ladder. We want Clan Wars. So, like, people ask for things, but it changes so dramatically over time. And then when you give it to them, they're like, we didn't want this. We wanted something else. Taste of change,
and it takes so much time to develop something that it's just like, by the time it comes out, do people even care about it anymore? So that's definitely a challenge. People don't really know what they want, I feel like, Myself included.
It's part of, like, it's part of being a developer, though, is, like, knowing what your players want, and, like, being a player, like, not having to, I don't know if this makes sense, but, like, as a player, you shouldn't have to, like, say what you want. Like, a developer should, like, know what that is and then give it to you, I guess. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope to have Rick on the channel and ask him some of these questions.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. I would love to see you do a developer interview too, Shane. Not to put you on the spot, but it'd be
we should do like a
three-way.
What do you call it? Yeah.
That's
like a podcast, like a few CR creators with, like, with Rick and Max from the new CR managers at Clash Royale.
Rick and Max, we're calling you out, man.
Let's do it. CR podcast,
dude. That'd be really fun to do. So we'll try to make that happen. Shane, any final thoughts before we let you go, man?
I want to see more balances and more new cards. That's the last thing I want to say. I want to see more balances and more new cards. Please.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm with you on both. More so the balance than new cards, but I'll take new cards too.
Sounds good.
Life is a good, man. Life is good. The channel's still doing very well. The channel's killing it.
Like I said, CR's been way better now than it was a year ago, so it's all good. It's
I saw Seth. Did you see what Seth tweeted out about you?
I did see that.
Dude,
Thank you, Seth.
Like the Clash of Clans game designer now. aka the rum ham from like 2016. He tweeted out that you and Tag, like one of his real life best friends, falls asleep to your voice every night.
Yeah,
that's gonna feel pretty good.
That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, I see those comments from time to time. You know, like my viewers are just like, yeah, I fall asleep to you every night. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Am I that boring?
But now it's like the biggest honor, right? It's like, oh wow, you bring me into your bed. Well, maybe that didn't come out right. Okay, but you bring me into your bedroom and you fall asleep and you listen to my annoying voice. That's why they did not include me. They're like, except for that nasally weirdo Ash. Don't listen to that guy.
Like on the internet, in the sea of like hate comments we get online every day, it's nice to see stuff like that. So I really, really appreciate that.
100%, man. I'm glad that you're doing well. It was a pleasure having you on, Shane. If you guys haven't subscribed to Clash with Shane, the other Clash with out there, check him out in the show notes below, guys. His Twitter, his player stats and profile thing, statsroyale.com, and of course his YouTube channel. Everything that you didn't know about Shane will be in the show notes below. Big shout out to Bren Chong and to GFUEL, my YouTube partners. Check out GFUEL, 30% off when you use code ASH. Shane, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.